Good evening and welcome to the Your Illini Nation pregame show. Thank you for joining us here on WCIX. We're also on the WCIA3 News Facebook page. We are not streaming on our website right now, so Facebook or WCIX is how you can enjoy tonight's show. The final regular season game of the year for the Illini. It's Illinois and Iowa. I'm Craig Schroeder. I'll be joined by Brett Behrens and Derek Piper here shortly from the State Farm Center. It's a big one. There's a lot on the line for both teams today, both Iowa and Illinois. Let's first start by taking a look at the Big Ten standings. Here they are as we stand right now. Wisconsin, the Badgers have at least a share. They're 14-6 with their win yesterday over Indiana. Maryland gets their share today at 14-6 by beating Michigan. Michigan State and Ohio State in action right now. Michigan State up by 7 on Ohio State in East Lansing. For Illinois, the best they can do is a 4-seed win. You get that. Lose. If Ohio State loses, you're the 5. If Illinois loses and Ohio State wins, you are the 6. So there's a lot there to dissect. As you look at the standings, those are not how they're going to end. There are still 1.5 games left. Ohio State, Michigan State, there is 11 minutes, 15 seconds left in that one. Michigan State, again, leading Ohio State by 7. So that's good news for Illinois, so for their Big Ten standings. All right, this one is a big one at the State Farm Center. Iowa and Illinois. Iowa won by 7 in the contest in Iowa City. So it sounds like we're good with Brett and Derek. Let's toss it out to them as they stand by at the State Farm Center. And we just lost them, it looks like. They walked out of the shot. So we'll move on to this next story we got. Iowa won by 7 in Iowa City. The Illini, they were in it the entire game. Luka Garza scored 25 points, and he grabbed 10 rebounds for Iowa. They were 10 of 23 from 3 for 43.5%. 50% total from the field. Illinois actually had a 4-point lead with 5.5 minutes left, but Iowa went on a strong run to end the game, and they pulled away to win it by 7. Here's some players and coaches' thoughts on that performance.
We didn't stop in the last 5 minutes. We committed silly fouls, and Wieskamp and Frederick made some shots and hurt us, but you know, we've got to be better than we were the first time if we want to win.
Tough game. You know, nobody gonna give you nothing, especially, you know, like we just gotta focus and trying to guard them the hardest we can. You know, with the top, trying to be the toughest team on the floor, and you know, just compete at the highest level and trying to get the W.
This is a game between two very similar teams. Iowa has Luka Garza down low. Illinois has Kofi Coburn down low. They also have Georgi Bezhanishvili. We're going to talk about him a little bit later. He needs to really get going if the Illini want to come out with a victory in this one today. Iowa, they are a different team on the road as they are at home. They've only won a couple games away from Carver Hawkeye Arena this season, so a different team Illinois is going to be facing than they were facing in January. Again, it was a good game against both teams. Iowa's got C.J. Frederick. They got Joe Wieskamp. They got the coach's son, McCaffrey, that can hit shots outside. That's where Iowa can kill you. They can get hot. They can hit threes. Illinois struggles with that. They're not a very good shooting team from the outside, so they get their offense in different ways. So we're going to move right along here while we're still waiting on Brett and Derek to get set up. It is senior day for the Illini, so a lot of hoopla around the game before the game. Senior festivities are supposed to start about 5:40 for the Illini. There are 4 players in this senior class: Samson Oladimeji, Tyler Underwood, coach's son, and Kipper Nichols, as well as Andres Feliz. 2 of those 3 see a lot of minutes in Kipper and Andres. Andres even started some games for the Illini, started a lot of games for the Illini this year. He really is a spark plug that the Illini need to get the offense going. Kipper Nichols, he has had an up-and-down career here at Illinois. Of course, he joined with John Gross coming in. This is his 5th year, so Kipper's been here longer than almost anyone or any player on the roster. So he's been through a lot. He averaged double figures his 2nd season with the Illini, but he has had trouble finding a groove since then offensively. Samson Oladimeji, he is a walk-on. You don't see much of him, but he's a very good practice player. The players say he might be one of the most athletic, if not the most athletic player on the team. Then you got Tyler Underwood, who is the coach's son. This is his 3rd different college. He started at Stephen F. Austin with Underwood, went to Oklahoma State. Now he's here with the Illini. So a lot of emotions for everyone involved tonight, but they do know that there is going to be a game to be played, and their emotions have to be kept in check.
It's been a lot of ups and downs here. as far as my role goes, I mean, I've always been, just willing to do whatever the coach, asks of me. Just like any other one of the 1 through 16 guys on the team, and that allows us to be most effective. So
it meant a lot. It meant a lot. That's what you guys hear me say, that I really appreciate. That I had the opportunity to come to this university, because I know many guys who want to come to this university, and I'm one of the 15 that is here today. And getting a degree from this university is like, it's meant a lot to me and to my family.
Okay, it sounds like we do have Brett and Derek from the State Farm Center. So, guys, we're running a little behind here. Let's get your initial thoughts on the game today.
All right, Craig, pleased to be joining you here at State Farm Center Live. We are in the Manny Jackson Hall of Fame area. And Derek, a big game for the Illini tonight. They know what's at stake. I think all the fans know what's at stake as well. Sold-out crowd. Should be a good, packed environment tonight. What are you looking forward to most?
Yeah, I think just the opportunity to earn that double bye for both teams. The winner of this game is going to be the 4 seed in the Big Ten tournament. Only need 2 wins after that to get to the Big Ten championship game in the tournament. So I think the top-notch environment, I think everybody in this crowd has been circling this one since Super Bowl Sunday. You know how that one ended, very intense, very competitive game. Teams couldn't get through the handshake line, so a little bit of animosity. Seeing the Big Ten Player of the Year coming in here, Luka Garza, very good matchup against Kofi, and should be a very good game.
Heard Shin Coleman has a scout for tonight. I know he's looking forward to this one as well. As you mentioned, some chirpiness after the game in Iowa City. I think it was February 2nd, I believe that was. Second or third Super Bowl Sunday. It was a memorable one. And the Illini, for what could have been in that game, had a lead and then really just blew it down the stretch the last couple of 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, they hung in there really well. And about 5 minutes ago, they had a 4-point lead. Georgia had a costly turnover deep in the backcourt, and that led to an Iowa run. And Iowa was quiet down the stretch as they really tried to corral him and keep him out of the lane, similar to that Ohio State game, which I'm sure we're going to talk about. But Iowa's zone, you're going to need some other help around him, some shooters to step up. Trent Frazier's been in a slump. Alan Griffin needs to be able to knock down some threes. So really looking at Iowa's supporting cast tonight, and can Kofi compete on the inside against Luka?
Well, and I think we all expect Iowa to play zone again. Once again tonight. We'll break down the matchup coming up here on the Your Illini Nation pregame show. But can Kofi guard Garza, right? Kofi was in a lot of foul trouble the last time these two teams played, didn't play a lot of minutes. And can Illinois get some other contributors to come in and play tonight? Those are 2 things at least I'm looking for.
Yeah, those are major keys. And you look back at the game that Kobe just had against Caleb Weston, another veteran big man that can stretch the floor, similar to Luka. Luka hit 4 threes in that game back in Iowa City. So Luka puts fouls on people as well as anybody in the Big Ten. He actually ranks first in fouls drawn in league play. So Kofi staying out of foul trouble. You need George to be able to play some serviceable minutes. Kofi needs to be disciplined and just stay composed and be able to finish on the inside. Again, being able to guard him effectively and not get on the bench with foul trouble. But you said it there. Andres Feliz had a really good game in Iowa City. I know he struggled down the stretch in Columbus. He's got to be able to score. Just taking pressure off Io, get enough around him, because he's playing at such a high level right now that you feel like if you get a decent contribution from some others, you'll be in a good position to win the game.
And all the emotion wrapped up into tonight. I think you heard Brad Underwood and Andres Feliz say there that, hey, they think they'll be able to put it aside, but there's a lot that goes into this. There's so much emotion, so much work that's been put in to get to this point for these guys tonight. And how do you manage all of that? I think that's a big thing that's in question. You never really know how it's going to come out. Remember Malcolm Hill a couple of years ago, after the game, so emotional. How do the guys do that and keep it in check before the game?
I think just knowing what you're playing for and knowing that the goal in mind. I know you're not playing for a Big Ten title today like you hoped earlier in the week, but just the fact that you can get to that Friday in the Big Ten tournament, and also you want to beat these guys. You feel like you owe them one after, again, a very competitive game, one that they could have won in Iowa City. So Andres Feliz we talked to him yesterday about controlling emotions and whether he'll be thinking too much about senior day. So he just wants to win and enjoy that moment with his family afterwards. So I think just meaningful basketball in March, that's where their entire focus is right now.
Yeah, and I think you hit it on the head there. There is so much to play for. You would think that, the emotions maybe could be put aside and be focused because both teams know what's at stake. Certainly Illinois trying to get that double bye, the top 4 spot. That hasn't happened in over a decade. Craig, a lot more to talk about here, but we'll send it back to you.
Yeah, we just heard from the seniors on this senior day for the Illini, so we're just going to throw it right back out to you guys. This senior class, it's a small class, only 1-2 impact players. What's their legacy going to be with Illinois?
Yeah, I think it's strong for Kipper Nichols, Craig. It's all about just sticking it out, staying through. Junior season did not go how many people thought it would. A lot of people imagined him being a big-time impact forward. We saw it in Madison Square Garden. He puts up 30-plus points. It just hasn't worked out the way he's wanted it to, and he's a great kid. And maybe Illini fans, and certainly head coach Brown Underwood had wanted it too. For Andres Feliz, he's been the ultimate glue guy and a guy that's been a huge contributor and factor to this turnaround. And I think his presence is going to be sorely missed next year. I say I think because with Andre Curbelo coming
That's
in,
true.
you would hope that he could bridge that gap. But the age difference, I think, is significant there as well, and the experience factor.
Yeah, the fact that he's a veteran and just how physical he is. That's something that as a freshman, Curbelo is not going to be able to really replicate. But Felice, just at a time when you're rebuilding this program and you need someone to come in and kind of be what Underwood's about with the toughness and the physicality and to have a leader, that was a great value to be able to bring in Andres Felice. And clearly, his ability to get after it at both ends. You saw the game against Indiana where he dives in the floor. He just wants to win, and he's had that history whether he's playing for the Dominican national team or at the JUCO level. And then you mentioned Kipper there. I will give Kipper some credit. He's bought into a role this year. I think last year, towards down the stretch, he was so mentally checked out and broken because he wasn't making shots. This year, he's committed to playing defense, to bring some physicality inside, and you need a role player like that, and just feel good for Kip to be playing something and have some value to a team that is going places in March.
Absolutely, and he said that too. He's bought into his role. He understands what his role is now. I felt like he was searching for that last year a lot of times. Where is my place? When do I shoot? The shot did not look good at some points. No. It looked like he was really off, and we heard Underwood say yesterday that he had lost his shot essentially and had to find that confidence and regain that. And you won't find a nicer kid than Kipper, right? I mean, he's always got a smile on his face, and you want to root for the kid. I know a lot of Illini fans have been frustrated with his performance, but you feel good the fact that he's got to this point, and they are going to make the tournament.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that smile, you can't help but have a good time when you're talking to Kipper Nichols. And I know that means some value, brings some value into the locker room as well. And look, on jump shots this year, he's 3 for 31. So he hasn't necessarily found that jumper this year, but he does provide some rebounding. I thought he defended pretty well against Luka in Iowa City. Got some cheapy foul calls that maybe he doesn't get here in this building today. But again, I think that just having somebody that is still locked in even when he's not making shots, that's something that put some value in a little bit.
Kipper was joking yesterday. Maybe he wasn't joking. He said he wants some better refereeing this time.
That's right. I don't think he was.
And I don't think he was either. We won't air that soundbite, though, for him. We've got a special guest coming up here on the Your Illini Nation pregame show, Craig. From our affiliate station over in Iowa, Adam Rosso is going to join us after the break down the Hawkeye side for us.
Yeah, before we get to that break, though, we got one more story here. It's the last regular season game of the Big Ten season for the entire conference. So the Illini know exactly where they're going to stand heading into tonight's game. Michigan State and Ohio State still playing. There's about 7 minutes left with Michigan State winning. There's a lot of hoopla around this game today with all the Senior Day festivities. So much on the line, but the team is still focused on the task at hand.
The 20 game in the league, they important, but tomorrow I think this is the most important one because it's the one in front of us. But just focus on, in the game, trying to win the game, and then after the game, I'll think about the emotion and stuff like that. I'm going to save it after the game.
I don't think any of those other distractions will bother us. I think it'll be about the game once the ball gets tipped. We didn't stop them the last 5 minutes. We committed silly fouls, and Wieskamp and Frederick made some shots and hurt us. But we've got to be better than we were the first time if we want to win tomorrow.
Should be a good one at the State Farm Center. We've got much more on the Your Illini pregame show coming up after the break. Welcome back to the Your Illini Nation pregame show. We're going to go right back out to the State Farm Center. Brett Behrens, Derek Piper standing by with a guest appearance from our affiliate in the Quad Cities. Adam Rosso joins us on the pregame show. And Rosso looking dapper in the shirt and tie, making Brett and Derek, making them look bad out there. How's it going, guys?
I know, right? Thanks for dressing up on your trip to State Farm Center here.
I always want to impress you, Brett, so I figured I may as well bring it, and then I didn't get the polo memo. That was a problem.
I know, right? Well, you're making us look a little underdressed here, I guess you should say. We're here on the Your Illini Nation pregame show. We've had a couple of guests on the show for football, so happy to have you on here for basketball. I think the first guest on our basketball show. You cover the Hawkeyes for Hawkeye Headquarters. How do you feel like these last couple of weeks have gone for them, and what's changed for Iowa since the last time these two teams played?
You know, I think they've kind of weathered their injury storm a little bit, which is probably the biggest development. They lost C.J. Frederick for about 3 games in the middle of the season. Didn't play particularly well without him. The last couple games, though, the interesting thing, they haven't started well. Penn State had a decent lead at Carver Hawkeye Arena last week, and Iowa obviously came back and won that game. And then on Tuesday against Purdue came out and led by as many as 17 in the first half. So that's the interesting thing for me today is Iowa really needs to get off to a good start. Tough environment. A lot of emotion on senior day, a lot of emotion from the last game that we were at in Iowa City where it kind of ended a little bit chippy. So I think that really to me is what I'm looking for today. Obviously the seeding, the double bye with everything on the line, that's important, but I really think Iowa just needs to maybe get off to a better start to really give them some more confidence going forward.
That chippiness was definite. We both saw that. Yeah, definitely some chippiness coming into this game, but I like that because that means there's something at stake. Give us a sense from the Hawkeye standpoint. What do the fans there think of this matchup, and what do they think of Illinois?
I think it finally was kind of a little bit of a blast from the past at that first game at Carver. I think a lot of people were talking about how this is how it should be. This is how it used to be in the 80s and the 90s when both teams were perennial making the NCAA tournament and competing for Big Ten titles. I think everybody's pretty happy about it, pretty excited about it. I just think they're also realistic about today. That Iowa hasn't played very well on the road, especially against the better teams in the league. You'd like to see that change, but it's not easy winning here. We've seen that all year long. And I think the interesting thing is that this team's overachieved. So anything is probably icing on the cake right now as far as making a double bye and even getting to the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. So this team has fought injuries all year, and this would kind of be a cherry on top of a really solid regular season.
I know Iowa struggled away from Carver Hawkeye 2-7 in the Big Ten in those games, but I think it was surprising. Iowa fans are probably surprised how they played against Purdue as well. I know Fran was really fired up in that game. How do you think they'll respond, and what's been the talk around that underwhelming performance?
It was funny because we asked the guys after the game about, is Purdue just a bad matchup? Some teams just have other teams' number. Luka Garza said, no, absolutely not. We just played poorly in these 2 games. Ryan Kriener was a little more diplomatic. He said, you know what? Purdue the last few years, we haven't played well against them, and they match up well. They slow the pace down, which obviously Iowa likes to run, and if Iowa gets into a half-court game, we saw it both games against Purdue, we saw it against Wisconsin, who led a lot of the game until Iowa came back. They're not as good offensively when they can't get on the break and can't get out and run, so that's a little bit interesting. I don't think, every team has bad games and bad matchups, so I think Purdue, as interesting as it was, they blew them out both games. I mean, I think that game on Tuesdays at Mackey, it's another 30-point win for Purdue. They just didn't match up against them. They got beat on the boards, 21 offensive rebounds by Purdue. That has to change today. They can't give up that many second chance opportunities to Illinois, or this could be a rout.
What's the key to stopping Luka Garza? What have you seen from teams do well this year to shut him down? Or is it even possible? Do you just let him get his points?
I'll take a page of what Matt Painter said post-game. He said you got to throw different looks at him, and you got to throw a bunch of bodies at him. So what Purdue was really effective at doing was doubling from different places. They didn't necessarily double off of Wieskamp, who obviously is probably Iowa's best all-around offensive player besides Garza, but they doubled off Connor McCaffrey. They doubled off Joe Toussaint, and then they sent different big bodies at them. And obviously Illinois should have the ability to do that. Last game, Coburn got in foul trouble. That was really the key. Once he went to the bench, it took them out of their ability to bang with Luka inside. So I think that's what really the key has been. Even Penn State did a pretty good job. I think he had 27, 25 points, but on 28 shots. So he wasn't very efficient. I think that's kind of the goal because he's holding him under 20 is really impressive. He's got that streak going. I think if Illinois can throw the bodies at him and double off the guys like Connor McCaffrey, like Bakari Evelyn, make those guys beat you, I think that's kind of the recipe for success.
All right, we'll see what Illinois can do tonight against Iowa. Big-time matchup for both teams, both trying to get that double bye. Adam, thanks so much for that perspective on the Hawkeyes. We'll see what they can do tonight. Craig, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Adam. We'll be right back after this break.
You found everything okay?
The food is that little down.
Welcome back to the Your Illini Nation pregame show. Jumping right back in, Trent Frazier and Georgie Pashonishvili have really been struggling offensively. Georgie has not scored in double figures since January 21st at Purdue. Only 2 double-figure games since December 11th. That's a span of 20 games. Trent has scored 10 or more just once in the last 8. 7 of 41 from 3 in that span. That's 17%. 16 of 72 from the field in that span. That's 22%. They got to get going, so let's head back out to Brett and Derek at the State Farm Center. Guys, quickly, what's the problem with Trent and Georgie offensively?
I don't think it's something schematically with Trent and his struggles. Do you? I mean, are you seeing something from Trent Frazier that leads you to think that his shot is off, or has he just got to make them?
Got to make them. He's a really gifted shot maker, and he's got to make shots. He's gotten a lot of really good looks. You even saw late in that Ohio State game, they were doubling Io, and Trent was wide open on a few of them. So last 7 games, only 7 for 41 from 3. Need better than that. In 2020, when he scored in double figures, Illinois is 6-1 when he doesn't, 5-5. Very beatable when Trent Frazier is not on his A game.
All right, so something there to look at tonight. If maybe he can get to that number and get to double figures in points, you feel pretty good about Illinois' chances. As for Georgie Pashonishvili, for me, it's all about confidence, Derek, and just his ability to step up. He saw one go in a couple of games ago, 4 fouls at Ohio State, really struggled to stay on the floor. Where's that middle ground for him?
You don't need 15 points out of Georgie for him to have some value to this team. He's got to be able to play some defense, rebound. In his 10 minutes at Ohio State, didn't grab 1 rebound. He made 1 shot. So, yeah, I agree with you. Confidence and just trying to play with energy but not play within himself at the same time. It's a hard balance that they're trying to find with Georgie there. Just limit the mental lapses, the mental mistakes. But you're going to need him, especially if Kofi picks up 2 fouls in the first half or gets in some foul trouble going up against Luka.
And we talked about earlier at the top of the show, I think that's key tonight, is Kofi has to be able to stay on the floor. I would say if he plays 30 minutes, that would be my barrier tonight. If he plays 30 minutes, Illinois is going to be in a great position to win. Just minutes-wise, because he's going to make an impact if he's on the floor. The key is, can he stay on the floor?
Right, I think he only played 21 against Ohio State. 30 would be a great marker. Only 10 minutes there trying to figure out what to do, whether it's Georgie or putting Kipper in there. Obviously, Luka's going to have to sit at some point. It's not going to be for very long. But, yeah, if you can get 30 minutes out of Kofi and close to 7 to 10 rebounds, feel pretty good.
All right, Craig. That's the key, right? We've got it figured out. I'm sure Trent and Georgie do, too.
Yeah, it's just so easy. Time for our last timeout. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Your Illini Nation pregame show. We've got less than 2 minutes left here. We'll go right back out to Brett and Derek at the State Farm Center. I don't know if you guys have been keeping track with that Michigan State-Ohio State game, but we got an update here. Michigan State leading 76-60 over Ohio State with less than 3 minutes left in the game. So that 6th seed for the Illini out of the question. It's either 4 or 5. So final thoughts from you guys on the game today.
76-60, Michigan State leading Ohio State. So that one looks to be in question now. He got the same response I did. Whoa, okay. That's a little bit of a surprise in a sense, but it's March, so Michigan State is going to be playing well, right? It's just like a rite of passage at this point. Final thoughts, Derek, here as we wrap up on the Your Illini Nation pregame show. I said if first team gets to 70 wins tonight, where are you going at? What are you thinking?
Yeah, that makes sense. Iowa is dangerous offensively. They love to play really, really up-tempo, can hit threes. I think Illinois has to get out there and contest. I have Illinois 74, Iowa 70. Iowa's potentially last game in Champaign. A lot of focus on Felice and Kipper, and they deserve that. But Iowa could potentially, obviously, go to the NBA after this, and I think that you're going to get his best shot tonight and expect an inspired effort, inspired crowd. It's going to be fun.
Let's just say it this way. It's Iowa's last game tonight at State Farm Center. We'll see what Illinois can do. I'm going to say 70-68. I think Illinois is going to win tonight, and they're going to be inspired. I think they'll be able to keep the emotions in check. Can they make enough shots, and can they defend well enough? That's the main thing I'm looking at is defense tonight. How do they stop Garza? Does he go for 25? If he does, that's fine, but what does C.J. Frederick do? What are some of the other, what does Wieskamp do? That's kind of the next step for me and this team making a big statement tonight. All right, for Derek, I'm Brett. Greg, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you guys for your help. It's win, you're the 4 seed, lose, you're the 5 seed. 6 o'clock tip-off from the State Farm Center. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.